In this lecture, we are going to discuss the various measures of cost. Cost of production may be divided into two parts, that is, fixed cost and variable cost. First one is fixed cost, and fixed cost is that cost which is fixed in short run, means it cannot be changed in short run. Like for instance, cost of land, cost of building, the cost of equipments and machinery that are installed in the firm, and all these costs are considered as fixed costs, that they do not vary with the quantity produced. Now coming to second cost, that is the variable cost, and variable cost is that cost that can be changed in short run. For example, cost of labor is a variable cost. Cost of raw material that is used in the production of a good, these are known as the variable costs. As the name tells that these costs are changing and are not fixed. Now we can say that fixed costs are that costs that do not vary. That means they do not change with the quantity produced, and variable costs are those costs that do vary. That means change with the quantity of output produced. So the total cost can be written as total fixed cost plus total variable cost. Whenever the firm is going to calculate total cost, the firm has to sum up both total fixed cost and total variable cost. Now look at the graph of total cost curve, this one, where on x-axis quantity of output is present and total cost is present on y-axis. By joining the points of quantity and output produced and total cost, we can get total cost curve as we did before in the previous lecture. So in order to elaborate that schedule and graph, just look at the table in which total cost is given as the sum of total fixed cost and total variable cost. That means total cost is equals to fixed cost plus variable cost. If the quantity produced here is 0 initially, then the total cost is $3, as it is the sum of fixed cost, that is $3, plus variable cost, that is $0. So by adding both these costs, we can get the total cost, that is 3 plus 0 is equals to 3. So that is the total cost. And on the graph, if the quantity of the output produced is 0, now coming to the graph, if the quantity of the output produced is 0, that means at this point, then at the same point total cost is $3. Now look here, at this point where the quantity of output produced is 0 and the total cost here is $3, that is again the sum of both cost, that is the fixed cost and variable cost. Again, if you see on this table, if the quantity produced is 1, so the total cost here is $3.30, which comes by adding fixed cost, that is $3, and variable cost, that is 0.30. So the sum of both these costs is known as total cost, which is $3.30. And if we plot this point here, that means when the quantity of output produced is at unit 1, so at same point the total cost is $3.30. So cutting it short by plotting all the value of quantity of output and the total cost, we can get different points on graph, and by joining them we can get the total cost curve. Now look here. If we take all these points, that is the coffee, quantity of coffee, that is cups per hour, these points, and corresponding to this one the total cost, and taking all these points and by plotting them on the graph, we can get the total cost curve like this way. Now coming to average cost. Here average cost can be determined by dividing the firm's total costs by quantity of output it produces. Average cost is the cost of each typical unit of the product, and we can find it by using this formula. Average fixed cost is equals to the fixed cost divided by quantity, that means AFC, that's the short form of average fixed cost, is equals to FC, that is fixed cost, divided by Q, that is quantity. And next one is average variable cost. Here average variable cost is measured by variable cost divided by quantity, and it is abbreviated as AVC is equals to VC, that is variable cost, divided by Q, that is quantity. Now there comes average total cost, which is equals to total cost divided by quantity. That means that ATC is equals to TC divided by Q. As we have said that total cost is equals to total fixed cost plus total variable cost, so here average total cost is also equals to average fixed cost plus average variable cost. Here is another measure of cost, that is the marginal cost. Basically, marginal cost measures the increase in total cost that arises from an extra unit of production. Marginal cost is equals to change in total cost divided by change in quantity, or you can say that MC, that is marginal cost, is equals to delta TC divided by delta Q. So this delta denotes here the change, that means changed in total cost divided by change in quantity. So there is an example of calculating the marginal cost. Here, if the firm is producing 100 units of output, that means that Q is equals to 100 units, and the total cost is $5,000. Initially, we can say that the firm is producing 100 units of output, and the total cost is $5,000. Now let's suppose if the output of firm has increased from 100 units to 110 units, so and the total cost increases to $6,500. Initially the Q was 100 units and the total cost was $5,000, but after sometimes you can say the output has increased to 110 units and the total cost has increased to $6,500. Now the question is, how much does it cost to produce an additional unit of output? So the first step is we have to find out we can calculate the delta Q, that is the change in quantity of output. So that will come 110 minus 100 units is equals to 10 units. So the change in quantity of output is 10 units. And step 2 is we have to calculate the change in total cost, that is $6,500 minus $5,000. So the answer is $1,500. That means that this much amount, that is the $1,500, is the change in total cost. So now what is the marginal cost in this case? As we have learned the formula of calculating the marginal cost, that is MC is equals to delta TC divided by delta Q. That means that change in total cost divided by change in quantity. So here change in total cost is equals to 1500 as we have calculated, and change in Q is 10 units. So by dividing them we can get $150, that is the marginal cost. So we can say that for producing 10 additional units of output, $150 are needed. That means the additional cost which is incurred in producing 10 more units is $150. Okay, if you remember one of the 10 principles of economics from unit 1, that rational people think at the margin. That means that people compare marginal benefit or the marginal product with marginal cost. If the marginal product is greater than marginal cost, that means at this point firms continue to produce additional units of output. But on the other hand, if the marginal product is less than marginal cost, so at this point firms stop producing that product as their cost is now increasing and the marginal product is less than the marginal cost here at the particular point. And another condition is if the marginal product is equals to marginal cost, then at the same point firms continue to produce till the point where marginal product is equals to marginal cost. So this concept is very important, as by considering this firms decide how much to produce and for how long they continue to produce the particular product. Okay, now till now we have discussed the total cost, and total cost is the sum of fixed cost and variable cost. We have also discussed average total cost, that is the sum of average fixed cost and average variable cost, and the last one is marginal cost. As now you all are aware of all these terms which are written on the table. Now with the help of this table we can explain each of the term one by one. So if you look at the table, there is column 1, that is the quantity. It measures the quantity of coffee cups per hour. And the column 2 is about total cost, that comes by adding fixed cost and variable cost. That means total cost comes up by adding column number 3 and column number 4. Get it? And column number 5 is average fixed cost, and column number 6 represents average variable cost, and in the column 7 there is average total cost. Here this is the average total cost, that is the sum of average fixed cost and average variable cost. That means average total cost is equals to average fixed cost plus average variable cost. And the last column, that is the column 8, shows marginal cost. This is the marginal cost, that is delta TC divided by delta Q. That means change in total cost divided by change in the quantity of output produced. So starting from the column 1, that is the quantity, starting from this 0, at the quantity produced, that is 0, the total cost here is, you can say that $3. That is, fixed cost is $3 and the variable cost is 0. So by adding both of these costs, that is fixed cost plus variable cost, that $3 plus $0, we can get total cost, that is $3. If you look here, there is no average fixed cost, because average fixed cost is equals to fixed cost divided by Q. Here, this one. The formula for calculating the average fixed cost is fixed cost divided by quantity. So in this case, the quantity, we have the value of fixed cost here, that is $3, but the denominator's value, that is the Q, value of Q is 0 here. So that means there is no average cost here, average fixed cost, and similarly there is no marginal cost as well. Now if the firm is going to produce unit 1, that is the quantity it is producing now of output, and at this specific point total cost is, you can say $3.30. that again comes by summing up fixed cost and variable cost. That means $3 plus $0.30, which will give us total cost, that is $3.30. Now if you look here, this column, that is average fixed cost, now here it is $3, and the formula to calculate it is fixed cost divided by quantity. So if you look here, we can say that the amount of fixed cost is $3 divided by Q, that is 1. So at this point the average fixed cost is $3, and the average variable cost here is 0.30. so the average total cost again comes by adding both the average fixed costs and average variable cost, and the answer is $3.30. Now coming to the marginal cost, that is the $0.30, which comes by the formula, that is we can say that marginal cost is equals to delta TC divided by delta Q. That means change in total cost divided by change in quantity. So here the change in total cost is, you can say that 3 minus 30 minus $3 divided by quantity, change in quantity, and here the change in quantity is 1 minus 0 is equals to 1. So dividing both these changes, that is the change in total cost divided by change in quantity, that means the change in total cost here is 3.30 minus $3 is equals to 0.30, and the change in quantity is 1 minus 0, that is 1. So here we can write 0.30 divided by 1, and the answer is $0.30, and it is the marginal cost. Similarly, if you can say that the quantity of output is 2, so here again the total cost is 3.80, which again comes from adding fixed cost and variable cost. That means $3 plus 0.80 of variable cost. So by adding both these costs, we can get total cost that is equals to 3.80. Again, if we look here, average fixed cost. So average fixed cost here is $1.50. That means it comes by dividing fixed cost to the quantity. That means fixed cost divided by quantity. So in this case, the fixed cost is 3 and the quantity is 2. So dividing 3 by 2, we can get 1.50, that is the average fixed cost. And again, the average variable cost, you can say here it comes by dividing the variable cost by the quantity. So if we can say the variable cost is 0.80, that is variable cost divided by Q. So variable cost is 0.80 and it is divided by the quantity, that is 2. So we can get $0.40, and that is the average variable cost. Now another column shows us the average total cost, this one, and it comes by adding both the average fixed cost and average variable cost. That means 1.50 plus 0.40 is equals to 1.90, and that is average total cost. Then comes marginal cost, and marginal cost here at the quantity of output of 2 units, it is where it is 0.50. So you can say that the formula for calculating the marginal cost is change in total cost due to change in quantity. So here the change in total cost, you can say this one, 3.80 minus 3.30. By subtracting these two values, you can get the change in total cost, and change in quantity is obtained by subtracting 2 by 1. So calculating these two values, we can get here 0.50, that is the marginal cost here. Now here comes the graph. If you look at this slide, this is the graph of you can say the total cost, where it is. So if we look at this graph of total cost curve, which we have calculated in the table, if you can see that we are measuring quantity of output on x-axis and total cost on y-axis. So when the quantity of output is 0 units here again, so at this point total cost is, you can say, $3. Then for 1 unit of output produced, the total cost becomes $3.30. And similarly, by plotting all these points on the graph, we can get the total cost curve as we have discussed it earlier. So basically, the idea which we want to draw here is total cost curve basically reflects that if the firms continue to produce more, you can say that total cost of firm will continue to increase as well. That means if the quantity produced by any firm is increasing in number, that means in corresponding to that increase in quantity of output, the total cost curve of the firm will also increases, as you can see it from this curve, as the total cost curve is increasing by the increase in the quantity of output produced. I hope that this concept is cleared now. Now here comes cost curve and their shapes. So in this graph we are having different costs, like you can see marginal cost, average total cost, average variable cost, and average fixed cost. And all these curves are obtained by graphing the data, graphing all the data in the previous table. So before going to the deep explanation of this graph, just look at these bullets. First is average total cost. If you look at the average total cost, initially it is decreasing and then it is increasing. I will explain that phenomena later on. Next one is average fixed cost. And look at the average fixed cost. This one. It is decreasing throughout the graph. This one is average fixed cost. Next one is average variable cost. And here is the average variable cost, this curve. So it is increasing. And the last one is marginal cost. This red line, you can say it is increasing. So going to their explanation, first of all, if we look at average total cost, this curve, average total cost, as you know that average total cost is the sum of average fixed cost. You can say that average total cost is the sum of average fixed cost and average variable cost. That means average total cost is equals to average fixed cost plus average variable cost. And here you can see that average total cost is above both of the cost curves, that is, it is above the average variable cost as well as the average fixed cost. Initially, average fixed cost and average variable cost are declining. Look here. Both the cost, that is average total cost, this line, this curve, and the average variable cost, both are declining initially. So average total cost, which is the sum of average fixed cost and average variable cost, also tends to decline. If Q, that is the quantity of output, tends to increase, if you look at the horizontal axis, that if the quantity of output tends to increase, then average fixed cost becomes smaller. Now look, as the number of quantity of output increasing, so Correspondingly, the average cost curve is, you can say, is becoming smaller. From this point it's coming and till there it is becoming smaller. As by formula we can say that average fixed cost is equals to total fixed cost divided by Q. I am repeating it again. The formula of average fixed cost is equals to total fixed cost divided by Q. In short, we can say that average fixed cost is equals to TFC divided by Q. Here fixed cost is constant, as we have already seen in the table that the fixed cost remains constant throughout the table. So we can say that if the fixed cost is fixed and the denominator, that is Q, as per the formula, that is total fixed cost divided by Q. Here the Q, or you can say that the denominator, the value of denominator increases. Now look here. If the value of denominator, that is the quantity of output, increases and the fixed cost and the value of fixed cost remains constant, then average fixed cost is decreasing, as it is obvious from this curve, and it comes to a smaller number. Here you can say that around 0.25. It's starting decreasing from $3 and comes till 0.25. So it is obvious that the average fixed cost is decreasing as the number of quantity of output increases, and finally it comes to a smaller number. So here average total cost, this one, we can say that average total cost starts following the shape of average variable cost. When the average fixed cost is on a very smaller number, then the average total cost is going to follow the curve or the shape of the curve of average variable cost. That means that average total cost is starting to increase. So as average variable cost is increasing, so at this point average total cost also start increasing, and it is obvious here from this point average total cost is going to increase now, and that is the reason why average total cost is U-shaped. And if you look there, the shape of the average total cost curve is like U-shaped. So coming to the next curve, that is marginal cost. It is the slope that represents the diminishing marginal product. When a firm produces small quantity of output, it has few workers and much of the equipments are not used, then we can say that here the marginal cost is small. If you look at these initial points, let's suppose if the firm has more workers and the cost of hiring a new one is much higher, and this is directly related to diminishing marginal product, because this additional worker is not going to produce as well as the previous one. As you look at the marginal cost curve is rising. The marginal cost curve, if we can see here, the marginal cost curve cross the average total curve at its minimum point. So the point of intersection of the two curves, this one, where the marginal cost curve cross the average total cost curve at its minimum. At low level of output, marginal cost is below average cost. If we see on the left side of this intersection point, we can conclude that at the lower level of output, marginal cost is below average total cost. So look, below this point of intersection, marginal cost is below to the average cost curve. So average total cost is falling, but after the two curves cross, the a marginal cost curve rises. So if you can look here, after this point of intersection, the marginal cost curve starting to rise. That means a marginal cost curve is rising above average total cost. So now here you can say that after the point of intersection on the right hand side of the intersection point, the marginal cost curve is rising as compared to average total cost, and marginal cost curve is above the average total cost. Hence, this point of intersection is the minimum of average total cost. So coming to the conclusion, we can say that, so here just for a quick review of the table and the graph in which we have discussed the shapes of different cost curves. So the one of them is the U-shaped average total cost, and the main points are: the average total cost curve is U-shaped. At very low levels of output, average total cost is high because fixed cost is spread over only a few units, as we have discussed it earlier. Next point is average total cost declines as output increases. It's also been visible in the graph. Next one is average total cost start rising because average variable cost rises substantially. So we can also discuss this point in detail. And the last point is the bottom of the U-shaped average total cost curve occurs at the quantity that minimizes average total cost, and this quantity is sometimes called the efficient scale of firm. And now here is the summary of relationship between marginal cost and average total cost, which we have already discussed in the previous slides. So the summary is: whenever marginal cost is less than average total cost, so at this point the average total cost is falling. A second point is: whenever marginal cost is greater than average total cost is rising. As we have seen that point of intersection of both the curves, that is the marginal cost curve and the average cost curve. And the third point is the marginal cost curve crosses the average total cost curve at the efficient scale. That in the graph where we have discussed the point that where the marginal cost curve intersects the average total cost curve, it is the efficient scale of average total cost curve. And the efficient scale is the quantity that minimizes average total cost.